carried around by children without being noticed. It is easily affordable and comes handy for commercial bus drivers, keke riders, okada riders, who, after consuming them, constitute a menace to the society. The negative impact of harmful consumption of alcohol by this age group, which is occasioned by its being very economical, easily accessible and miniature in nature, prompted NAFDAC to take the bold step of banning it in order to save our children from harm and to protect the health of the larger society.
Those were part of the protesting workers calling on government to PT them and ensure they don't lose their only source of income. Speaking on behalf of the protesters, the Vice Chairman, Trade Union Congress, Lagos State Council, Comrade Idoga Emmanuel said government should be concerned about economic woes of Nigeria this time around and not to compound it.
They tell us, oh, it is because children are taking it in the school. It is because drivers are taking it at the park. We ask them, what of the tramadol they are taking that you are not regulating well? Yes. They have no answers to that. What of colors? All what they could do is to send millions and thousands of Nigerians away from jobs. We woke up on Thursday to meet that Madam PG of NAFDAC has decided to close our companies because we are producing sachet beverages and then in also PET bottles. We begin to ask ourselves some questions. What of those that are buying tramadol at 10 naira each? Is NAFDAC going to control them? What of those that are buying colo? Has NAFDAC going to control them? Drinking of alcohol is by choice, is not voluntary.
The protesters condemned sealing up of factories where thousands of Nigerians are making their ends meet. Declaring such move as disservice to humanity and the nation, they argued that NAFDAC as an agency should create jobs and not to destroy the existing ones.
NAFDAC has failed one of its functions of its existence, which is guidelines and registration of a product. Yes. I want to tell us today is guideline on how to use alcohol, sales and consumption. Alcohol is by choice. NAFDAC is supposed to create more awareness, sensitize all Nigerian people on the use of alcohol and the drinking.
The food and beverage company we are here because now that regulation want to stop our job. 600,000 people are going to lose their job because of the regulation. And also, other people affiliated to the Food and Manufacturing Association will also lose their job. If you estimate everybody together, we are more than 1.5 million people that are going to lose their job.
Addressing the protesters on behalf of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, the Deputy Major Leader applauded the peaceful conduct of the protesters and assured them of prompt intervention on the matter.
And I think that is in line with the Child's Rights Protection law, the child rights law that we have in Lagos State, not to now talk of Nigeria as a nation. But one thing I believe is that because time changes every day, laws should be refined, laws should be reformed. But at the same time, we must make
Welcome back. All right, so we saw the report. Now that DG has banned the manufacturing, importation, distribution, sale, and use of alcohol in sachet and PET bottles. And then we've had Nigerians come out to protest against the ban, with different reasons coming up. But let us speak on a general term. How do you feel about this ban?
Yeah, it wasn't banned this time. I am sure the enforcement of the ban was what we saw there.
Yeah.
It was banned, I think, 2003, early 2003 or late 2002, the administration of Muhammadu Buhari. And prior to that, we advocated that it should be controlled seriously.
Yeah.
Look, it becomes a tragedy when you wake up in the morning and see sachets so accessible even to a primary school kids at the bus stop. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. But then you could see what they were trying to compare to tramadol and all that. Situation has gotten so bad that even union leaders now have to advocate for things like that. When I don't know if you take public transportation and all that, you see someone driving downful at the same time you see them driving and drinking. See, when I take wine, I have to be indoor, so I don't see myself drinking that thing and driving at the same time. No one is banning alcohol, but the
misuse,
the micro sachets, you make it so affordable even to an infant. That is a crime against rights of children. So now the tramadol issue is a challenge to the government. You have to mop this thing up. Let adults who wants to take alcohol go get a bottle to his room or to our room. If you want to get drunk and soak, get soaked in your house. Not like when you are driving, you keep taking alcohol and you go kill people. So that's what we are saying. Sachet of alcohol should never be affordable to the point that the least of the denomination currency will be able to purchase it.
Mr. Victor.
Well, one thing that baffles me about this country is that certain rational decisions that government agencies take, even at the detriment of the people, worry me so much. Everything is not about bam, bam, bam. You ban Okada, you ban this. When you are not creating job, this is a country of 200 million people. It's not a country of 500,000 like Cape Verde. It's not a country of 1.5 million like Guinea-Bissau or that. This is a country of 200 million people where viable companies are relocated out of the country. And the little business they are doing, you just place a ban. What we're supposed to have is control. You don't ban every source of income of people. As they rightly said, I'm standing with them. As they rightly said, about 600,000 people will lose their job. That is the population of some country. So you want to close down a whole country because of certain people. Every system will be abused. There is no system that is not abused. That is why we have regulatory agency put in place to regulate it. They say they are producing this thing in less than 200 millimeter sachet, that they should not allow that. That is not supposed to be a problem. What you need to do, you give the caution, give the a notice that anyone that produces less than 200 mil will confiscate them. You confiscate them. Not that you are going to ban the entire system and send 600 people into the labor market. And it is not just 600 though. Out of those 600, they have wives, they have children, they have dependents that are dependent on them. So when you multiply, before you know, it runs into millions of people that you are going to send into the labor market when we are already having a saturated labor market. Things are not done that way. My suggestion is that NAFDAC should regulate them. Okay. That they should not produce a sachet less than 200 ml. And that the alcohol content should not be more than 30% as they suggested. Then any producer that produces more than that, you have them confiscated. Not that they are going to close down entire production line.
I think they also made mention of the fact that, like Mr. Richard said, this thing is so accessible to even children. And we have even teenagers, you know, you just see little children. I mean, it's something you just go, give me one.
Is milk not accessible? How many children buy milk? If they are buying milk, why is not? Why? Yes, no, I'm giving you. We have sachet milk of 50 naira. How many Nigeria are affording it? Why the United Nations say Nigeria are the most tortured children? If Nigeria have access to milk, because when they want to ban something, when they want to ban something, they paint it a byline. We have sachet of 50 naira, milk of sachet of 50 naira, 100 naira. If it is so easy for Nigeria poor children to be bringing out 100 naira, 50 naira to buy milk, why are they not buying milk and drinking milk every time? No, answer me. Why are Nigerian children not?
Are you of the opinion that children don't go for this? Or
children don't go for it. What they're supposed to tell the seller is that when children come, don't sell to them. When children come, don't sell to them.
Somebody out to make profit, and you tell her not, or he or her. Okay, let's hear the
Just last week or 2 weeks ago, you heard it was in the news, 2 secondary school students who were fighting, and it was a serious war, and police had to be called in. Those children didn't drink milk to engage in such a situation of carrying knives, cutlasses. They took those sachets of alcohol.
Did you confirm it?
What we are saying, I didn't have to confirm that.
How did you know?
Because when you take milk, you don't carry cutlass.
No, how did you know? You don't need to drink alcohol before you fight. People are fighting every time.
Growing up in villages, we have alcohol. But when your dad wants to give you, because it's cold in the Niger Delta where I come from, relatively compared to this environment, so they will call everyone when it's raining, and they will give you little shots, and you might not get another one until after a week or two. What we are saying is that it must not be accessible. When you travel to France, to New York, do you see sachets of drinks by the roadside, by the train stop, by the tram stop? No. What we are saying is this: do not make it, because we have already a serious problem, mental problem among citizens here.
It is hunger that is causing.
Yes, hunger already caused. So we must
not
allow a child with 50 naira go pick a sachet because he wants to get high.
How many children have access to 50 naira? How many children have access to 100 naira, 50 naira? You are betting it here as if every child has access to 50 naira. How many?
When you are distressed, you are looking for something to be high with, not milk. So because alcohol will help you to be high, I hereby support that sachets are not made accessible at the bus stops and in 50 naira.
That is what you suggest, that they should not be selling them in such places, but you to place a total ban in the production.
No,
it's not acceptable.
We are not saying that.
It's not allowed. You cannot close a production system down because of few abuse. As I have said before, we have had doctors carry a surgical operation on people and forget the needle, forget scissors. Do you close the operation because of that? No. Do you say the practice of surgery should be stopped because of that? There is always bad eggs in every system, even in broadcasting, even in medicine. There is no profession where you will not have bad eggs. So you just close that system because you have few bad eggs. It's not done. That is why we have regulatory agency. You don't, okay, they have said they want to, they have banned styrofoam take away. The government have not introduced an alternative, a whole system of business for people. You just come up, you say you are closing it up. Is that how it is done? Okay, the government is supposed to bring alternative that, okay, this thing is not biodegradable. It cannot easily be deposed. What you do, gradually introduce the one that can be disposed of, that you can recycle. Okay, not that you just close up that system. You introduce the one that can be recycled, so that the system will continue.
To our topic for today, which is on the alcohol in sachet. But again, let's look at the health aspect of this thing. This sachet, this alcohol in sachet, at some point makes it easy for addicts, or how will I put it now, you get addicted to it. And I feel, just like you said, I also observed, you wake up as early as 5 in the morning and you see these people selling, and you see people there drink already as early as 5.
It's their choice. It's their choice.
Oh,
and their idols.
It's their choice. Okay, fine. It's their choice. I agree. But in a situation whereby it's now affecting other lives. I mean, if you have a driver that the first thing, only his breakfast is this alcohol in sachet, and he should drive, let's say 10 to 15 people to a destination. That's already risky.
It is not, your choice can be detrimental. Once your choice becomes detrimental to my own safety, there is a problem. When you have these keys go into the traffic, pickpockets, steal phones, I've seen many. They don't do all that with ordinary eyes. They usually hide.
If you provide them job for them and they wake up in the morning, they go to the factory, we they go and drink alcohol and be stealing. In the early 70s in Nigeria here, before you finish secondary school, you have gotten a job. How many people were going to the bus stop in the morning to drink?
We don't want.
No, tell me now how many. If government has failed. Yes, when people wake up in the morning, they have nothing to do. They will look for what to do.
While we are unemployed, we should also not be encouraged to kill ourselves. Look, when you take excessive alcohol, it's even detrimental to your health.
To your health.
Your kidney, your liver, and all that. What I'm saying, I'm not saying government should abdicate the responsibility of creating jobs. But you should not also aggravate the system by destroying the health of citizens.
Do they love
because
you? The government you are talking about, how much do they love you? When they are sick, they take their passport, they fly abroad. Do they build the hospital?
Most citizens are already down, low in mental strength. So they are looking for something to get high with. Tramadol, the alcohol. Early in the morning, you see all these empty sachets everywhere. They consume millions every day all over the country. The Arabic, gum Arabic and all that. Not just the alcohol. Anything that makes me high to the point that it could help me to injure a fellow human being should be discouraged and being assessed easily. So what we are saying is that alcohol is by choice, but it shouldn't be made so cheaply accessible to even infants at 50 naira, at 20 naira. No, get it kept in your bottles. If I decide to go share a bottle of big gin with my kids, then I buy one home. Not that you give your child, buy food and you go buy sachet.
But don't you think this is funny? Now, I mean, we spoke about high cost of living. We spoke about people finding it difficult to buy rice. I mean, even one day, and then you have money to get this
if you listen to,
because obviously there is a certain level of consumers of this product. I
read of Timaya's interview 2 days ago. It's not about money you have. It's about want to be happy, be high. Because when you take some level of alcohol and get high to certain degree of alcohol, you don't even feel hungry. So but thereby healthily kill yourself gradually. So because you have the right to live or as a citizen to yourself does not mean you have the right to kill yourself.
All right. Mr. Victor, do you have any final words before we wrap up?
Well, my final word is that this issue of job banning system cannot continue. It is ineffective, inefficient government that bans. That's why we have regulatory bodies. You don't just wake up now, ban a whole mix of livelihood of people because you feel that you are up there. You have any salary at DJ, any salary, big fast salary allowances as minister, you just wake up, you ban. No. The purpose of having regulatory agency is to regulate, not to ban. Because when you ban, you are pushing more people into the job market. And when you push more people to the job market, what happens? You are indirectly pushing them into kidnappings, into armed robbery, into other vices that you may not think of, because an idle mind is what? The devil's workshop.
All right, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. All right, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Thank you, Mr. Richard Shomole. Thank you, Mr. Victor.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was an interesting conversation today. And thank you so much as well to all our viewers for being a part